determined we needed... I don't know how we're going to do this, but we need a zip line. You know? Yeah, well, yeah, put a foam pit at the end of it and just... That should be how you come in the studio. Like you come in upstairs and you have to zip line down to see us. Yeah. Well, if it's not up there, you're not welcome in. That's the thing. Imagine the UPS guy just... No, but seriously. Is that... We put that in the prop budget? Hey. Welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Monday. How we doing out there? Got my 100,000 hat on there. We hit 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody that has got us there. I'm still celebrating, right? We got actually, here, you got to put, yeah, this coffee cup. See, this coffee cup, you could put more than just coffee in it. Ooh, it's just colored water. That's what you have to tell YouTube or they won't let us monetize a video. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Ooh, that's not colored water. Hope you had a good weekend. Appreciate that. Hey, we're going to do something fun. You're supposed to do a giveaway for when you hit 100,000 or when you hit some milestone. I'm not really allowed to give away stuff so much. So here's what we're going to do. Any video, we're going to look for the funniest comments on, we're about to sell off all our coffee cups. We got a ton of them around here. So we've been joking about it, but we're actually going to put them up. So you can buy a coffee cup if you want. It's not ready yet, but you leave a comment on any video on YouTube about why you're so excited about a financial advisor selling a coffee cup. We're going to pick 3 of them. We'll send you a coffee cup and we'll put some cash inside of it. That's all I can say because I'm limited as to what we're allowed to give away. So I'll just put some personal cash in there and you'll get a coffee cup sent to you. We'll reach out to you once we pick 3 of them. Cody's going to be in charge of that. But anyways, we're here to talk about the stock market today.
One of our videos, correct?
One of our videos. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it has to be one of our videos. That shows how good we are at this, right? We do numbers. We don't do coffee cups. So one of our videos would be helpful if you could. We're going to talk about stock market so that you guys believe that I'm worthwhile hanging out with today. I'm not impressed, by the way. Normally we follow a flow here and kind of talk about the markets. I'm not that impressed. You see the stock market off to the side. The Dow up 1%. That's really because of Disney. We'll cover that. But S&P down on the day. The NASDAQ beaten to death. We'll look at that now, actually. I just think it was one of those days where if you're a bull, you're not that impressed. I'm going to jump to the Dow, actually, first. Inching towards about 5.5% year to date. It was a good day for that one. Disney was your biggest gainer, biggest contributor here today, hitting new highs. And let's just zoom out. Let's get all this back to square. What's the problem here? There we go. That's how I like to see it. So Disney hitting new highs. You got California saying that the Disneyland theme park can actually open up starting April 1st. Actually, your Disney fun fact of the day, if you ever go to Disney Springs, formerly known as Downtown Disney, there's a speakeasy there. Yeah, it's actually in a tunnel. You got to find it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there is a speakeasy there. They serve those like prohibition type drinks. They're all unique and everything. It's got that underground speakeasy feel. That might have been a little hint there to tell you where it's at. But if you ever go to Downtown Disney, you can avoid all the headache and people that are everywhere. Go look for the speakeasy. It's a cool place. My second favorite place to that hangar bar that they have, and that's just because I like airplanes. Anyways, Apple was the biggest drag on the day. It continues to be the biggest drag. Is this starting to look attractive? Who's out there buying Apple right now? I mean, this discount after a while has got to start to look pretty interesting, approaching $115 back into this range. I think it looks a lot like some of the other tech stocks out there where they've sold off, but isn't that an opportunity at the moment? It's where everybody's not looking at the moment, so I kind of starting to like that a little bit. If you look over at the S&P, it's hovering around 3% year to date. Like I said, I'm not impressed with today. I think it was a lot of back and forth. We were up overnight. We were down in the morning, then went back up again, finished down on the day by about 9 points after hours here anyways. If you look through the S&P today, semiconductors were weak. Big time weak, or as the former president would say, bigly weak if you're looking at the semiconductors. Lam Research down 8.25%, breaking the 50-day moving average. KLA 10 Core, kind of interesting there. I kind of like the way that looks. A little pricey at the moment, but you got KLA 10 Core pulling back. Skyworks, you could look through all of them here. You're going to find 5, 6, 7, 8% pullbacks. Broadcom down on the day as well. Where's QCOM? Look at QCOM all the way down to the 200-day. Where's my technical traders out there? If you like looking at that, that's where the action was to the downside today. I think those are also, I can't say buyable pullbacks, but those are interesting pullbacks there. Also, you want to look at the airlines if you like strength. If you like playing the momentum, you got United Airlines looking good. Southwest Airlines, I believe, got their last of the payroll money from the government there, so that stock hitting new highs on the day. Airlines were the strong place. Also Disney, if you're looking inside of the S&P 500. But I want to point out retailers. I'll come back to this in a second, but you got Ross Stores almost back to new highs there. You got Gap. The whole reopening trade, that's where the action was. Airlines and reopening trades here today. It was not in tech. Here's the NASDAQ down 2.6%. It's down about 4% year to date there. On Wine and Wealth class last week, if you're one of our customers or research member, you got to be one of our customers. Although the title of the class was Nest Egg and looking into your investments, I covered the NASDAQ being in correction territory and the data all behind that. Super geeky. I mean, just super geeky stuff, really laid out on one slide so you could see. But you might want to check that out. I just want to point it out because if you don't like Nest Egg or don't want to use it, there was still a good part in that class about the NASDAQ there. Again, if you're looking inside the NASDAQ, it's going to be all the reopening stocks that kind of paved the way today or did anything of worthwhile. You got Dollar Tree up 3%. Ross Stores already covered that. Ulta Salons looking pretty good at new highs as well. Booking Holdings, this is one we've had for a while, almost hitting new 52-week highs as well. Marriott, good strong stock here, being very consistent overall. Even Kraft Heinz almost hitting new highs, which is something you know, it's not that exciting of a stock. If we go to the sector breakdown here for the day, just do it like this today. Here's all the sectors on the screen there we've broken down for you. It was a broad rally for the most part throughout the day in every sector besides anything heavy in tech. Look down here at the bottom. You got tech, communication services all week, all day long. When the markets rallied early, every sector went to play along with it except for those two. That lets you know that the weakness is still there, right? They're still pushing lower. If I look at tech, what you might want to do is recognize that this is a stock pickers sector right now. The sector as a whole is obviously selling off. You might want to go look through the 5-day period and then just see who stands out, right? Over the last 5 days, while this has been happening over here, what do we have that's good? And as boring as it sounds, Oracle is one of them. That's getting all the attention right now. You got Dexcom, or DXC, I always say Dexcom. DXC breaking out there just a little bit. Even Western Union, Cisco to go with the boring names, and IBM. Where is it at? There it is. IBM also starting to wake up out of a little sideways range, but you're kind of forced to look at things like that if you want to play tech and you see the pullback. If you don't want to be a sector-wide person, you might look at some of the momentum there. Another way to look at it, by the way, would be to look through the weaker areas. If you like the bigger pullbacks, and it's either one or the other. You're, of course, not going to pick something that's just dead money. You're looking at something like Enphase. Look at that pullback, almost down to the 200-day moving average. You can go through the whole list there, looking at NVIDIA with the semiconductors pulling back. That one's really aggressive to the downside. Where do we got to go here? You got to go down to like 450 to find any kind of support there. So that's a pretty aggressive pullback off highs. $620 basically down to 460. She's a mover, right? Looking good there as far as pullbacks go. Looking over at communication services, it's going to be anything that has to deal with tech, right? Your Facebook, Google, anything like that. Those are your weaker areas. The tech plays. Anything else like Disney or generally communications like Viacom. Let me sort this here. Viacom still doing good. Disney, Discovery, all of these looking really good in the short term and being where all the action is. We'll go over to healthcare here real quick. There we go. So healthcare, not an amazing day for this one, but finally was able to get out of my Merck position. That was one I put in order the other day to get out. Didn't get it. Today we got it to get out of Merck. And if you look, where did it finish up? I walked away, didn't take a look. Well, I was kind of a sort of a range-bound day there. So good little pop here this morning up to 75. That was enough to get me out, I guess, and finish basically slightly positive, all because of the gap. If you look at the intraday performance there, nothing really to get excited about. Sector-wise, that's really where all the action is. We've got a light week as far as not earnings, but as far as economic news. Really light. There's not a whole lot going on there. The focus will be on inflation. I think you have CPI numbers on Wednesday and PPI on Friday this week. So the look is going to be into inflation, and maybe, is it starting? How's it going there? If you look over at basic materials, I thought Sherwin-Williams was a notable one here today. And what was the other one? Nucor? Nucor hit new highs as well. Yeah, Nucor hit new highs, and even International Paper. That's a timber play right there, but new highs there looking really strong for those two. Lastly, I'll go, or a couple more. I'll go to the industrials. We don't normally dig around here too much. So if we go over to industrials, they finally hitting new highs there today. That's going to be airlines, your bigger contributors on the day. It's up about 5% year to date. GE was some of the momentum today. If you got a little bit of the continuation there in the GE momentum. Southwest Airlines, that's of course the airline play, and then rails. So we haven't looked at rails in a while. If you want to go through, if you want to go through and look, you're going to go inside of this, and you're going to find Union Pacific, and you're going to find Norfolk Southern as well as some of the maybe more interesting areas to look there. We go to financials, new highs and all the bank names here today. I thought this was interesting. I'll just point this out real quick. If I go to, I go over to financials, obviously you got new highs, everything looking good. But the interesting thing here is, where's all the action today? The big banks. Look right there. All your big banks, right? If you start looking towards the bottom, you've got your asset managers and your exchanges as being the weaker ones. What happened last week? That was all the strength, right? Remember, those had good weeks last week to come up out of some of these ranges. And they're just taking a little bit of a break. I kind of look at that as maybe just temporary because they expelled a lot of their energy last week. Maybe something gets going for them here this week. We'll see, but they're pulling back as of at the moment, if you like looking at pullbacks. Oil finally pulling back a little bit. Started off the day at new highs overnight. I think one of the Saudi oil facilities got attacked. It wasn't enough to continue the rally. Very extended here. And remember, did a research post, or we're working on a research post to continue talking about energy and really how extended it is. It's really in profit-taking territory if you're looking in the short term and kind of trying to trade that. Oh, I told you I'd go to retail real quick. Here's the XRT, up 6% on the day. Starting to break out there just a little bit. Lots of names on the list. Ralph Lauren hitting new highs. Hanes brand was on the 52-week high list here today, and I'm kind of happy that retail's doing well because that's helping our Ollie's Bargain Outlet. We've owned this one here, and it hasn't really done much, so it's nice to start seeing that one wake up there. I am happy with that. Going over to new highs for the day, there were a lot of them, 116 names to be exact. I could go through a ton of them. Really, the only ones that were weaker on the day that hit new highs were energy stocks. They hit the highs, and then they started fading away throughout the day. So if you saw that in some of your energy stocks, not too big of a deal there. Disney's a notable one, of course. Anytime that comes up, I'm going to talk about that one. Southwest Airlines also, and you could look through a few other airlines as well. Hanes Brands, Warren Buffett company there, hitting new highs. Great volume, very, very wide range day today on a day where the stock market was range bound. Right? So it was just wiggled around inside of a range. These guys actually broke to highs, showed you a strong move on the day, almost 10%, and then held it right up in there. So that's a good one to look at for momentum. Nucor, I kind of liked looking at this one today. It was a nice breakout. Same concept there where it was really strong up at the highs, and the market's pullback didn't matter. It was going to be strong in that sector today no matter what. And then MasterCard, second breakout here in less than, a month? So you got a breakout to new highs. It did fade a little bit, but I thought MasterCard was one worthwhile putting on the list. All right, if we take a look at stocks in the news today, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So if we go to AirCap, actually there's a couple different events that happened here. But if you look at AirCap, that was up 13% on the day. The company working with GE, close to closing their deal there. All was good. There we go. Oh, there we go. So APO is buying, is this the one? Apollo, is it? They're buying, yeah, so they're buying, this is why this one was up today. Getting bought out by Apollo. I think it was, I don't know if this was, this is the one. Getting bought out, I think it was an all stock deal, actually, and that's going to explain the volume. So maybe that one there. I don't have my note on that one. Microsoft, they got hacked. So down about 2%. Well, that's not funny, but down 2% on the day. That's the major news there. More to come, I would bet on that one. Moderna, they got their deal to sell 13, 15 million vaccines to the Philippines there. Stock was still a bit lower. That's normal. We've been seeing that when there's a new deal to sell to the UK or Canada, wherever, the stock falls on that news. You haven't seen it actually rally. And McAfee, I don't know if that's how you say it. That's how I've always said it. McAfee actually is going to be paying a $4.50 special dividend as they sell off part of their business. And I believe John McAfee actually was just further indicted on manipulating cryptocurrencies. Interesting one there. A couple others there. Amazon is going to, I just thought this was funny. I was reading the UK Times. I don't know why. Reading the UK Times, they said they're going to open dozens of till-free stores. I know that means no registers, but I just thought it was kind of funny that they're working on expanding that. It didn't really work here in the States so far, but they're moving overseas to try that. Eventbrite. You know Eventbrite. You buy tickets there for different things. You can sell tickets to different events. They showed a bunch of slides on how ticket recovery is going really well, and then they said, oh, by the way, we're going to issue a bunch of debt because we can. So just yet another one there. I'm just saying. A couple names going public. Joann's Fabrics. If you are married and your wife does stuff like that, then you know Joann's. It's where you go and sit and you fall asleep while she looks around at stuff. They're going public, and Roblox is a cool one. You can actually, I thought it was a cool company. Never heard of it. You can develop your own games and then let people play them. So you can actually program them there on the site. They're going public there Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Other news, what do we got there? American Airlines raising $5 billion in a bond sale. They typically do that I don't know if this is the time they're doing this as well, but they use their frequent flyer miles as collateral. It's kind of cool how they do that. They've always done that, but I don't know if this is the case again for them, but they are raising money. And Arizona and West Virginia, restaurants going to be allowed to open at 100% capacity there. I would imagine Florida is not too far behind them. All right, dividends, Anthem, $1.13, CME Group, 90 cents, Travelers Insurance, 85 cents. Who else? People's Power, 42 cents, and that's about it. Again, it's a pretty light week for news, or economic news, so maybe we can focus on some studies or something really cool this week. I'll try to answer some of your questions if I can, and then get out of here. Let's see what this is. What? Yeah, that's not coffee, and it's not colored water. That was my bad. I thought this was a prop, because at one point it was. That's not. It's sweet though. It's nice. Yikes. You think the Robinhood IPO is going to kill it, and then he's going to take off? Yeah. And then the CEO steps down. We've seen that a time or two. That could be. Woo. I love it. You like your AMC? Are we back on that thing? We're back on AMC, a little bit higher today, 15%. GameStop got the news that the Chewy co-founder is going to help their online division. That's actually good news. I like that there. And thanks to Cody, I put on a Chewy trade earlier today, and I'm down a little bit. Gave back my Merck profits at the moment, I see. Is it coming back? Chewy's going to bounce? We hope it bounces? Okay. I hope so too. Yeah. So far, no. I was early on that one, I guess, but what it is. Hey, if it doesn't work out, I've got a little something in this cup that'll help me out, right? Yeah, but that GameStop today, that was kind of the action there. And AMC, I didn't catch any real news on that one today. It just seems to be that trading stock at the moment. Yeah. Yep. I love it. You like buying some of those there still? Oh, Altria. Yeah, you're right. Altria did break to new highs. Typically the slow and boring one. Yeah, getting exciting there. You got good volume on Altria. There's no complaints, right? Typically this is a slow dividend type payer. I think they lowered their... No, dividend sits at 86 cents. They raised their dividend 2 cents last September. But typically the low, slow dividend stock, I love it. Good volume there today. 4% gain for Altria. That would be rare. It doesn't normally do that. And we got to talk about Tesla here. Look at this pullback on Tesla. You want to wait on it, or are you asking? I think you're asking about it. So, you look, I know a lot of people have been waiting for this pullback. I think I said on a show one time, I think it goes to 1,000 before it pulls back. It didn't get there. I'm not a Tesla player here, but it got to $900.40. So you've got a pretty severe discount. How is this not attractive to everyone that was loving on Tesla on the way up, right? So don't let the pullback and stuff, scare you away. We're now well under where it joined the S&P, but isn't this an opportunity? If you really love Tesla, this is how you test yourself here. Everybody wants to be excited on the way up, but when it pulls back, then they like lose hope. It's like that ARK investment group. The ARK Innovation Fund, yeah, it's pulling back. It's going to be a lot more volatile than the stock market because of the way they invest. But if you believe in that methodology, then you know you're going along for the ride. And it's going to be a volatile ride there. Yeah. Doc likes Tesla at 200. I would like it at 200 too. You get it down to 200 and I'll join the Tesla club. I have not been a Tesla investor, sadly, because when we go to add it to any portfolios, it throws off our volatility. So we can't, we have to start a super, super small position. So maybe that's an idea. All right, you're raising it to 475. Pick a number, man. I love it. ARK funds are all ruined. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they're all ruined, but people that dove into them because they saw the name over and over again, those are people I worry about. You're just following the herd, and now it's another example of how you're too late. When you're following the herd, it's over. You want to support that type of thing and find that sort of strength in different ETFs that you like when they're falling. Find strength in stocks when they're falling. When they're going up, it's like, what are you chasing? I don't like that. Broadcom stopped it right at the 100-day. Yeah. So QCOM as well, by the way. So Broadcom down on the 100-day. I happen to think there's a little bit more there. So for me, I'd be looking a little bit further. I don't think it just collapses down to that part there, but don't you kind of want to see this maybe just float slowly down so the 200-day catches up, maybe in your 380s, 390s? I think that'd be super attractive there. There's just no sign of buying here. Last 5 days, just straight selling there. I think it's maybe a little too soon. 200-day. There you go. That makes more sense. But I'll still take it at 200 if you're dishing it out. All right. We'll wrap it up there. I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, we'll do a little bit lighter of a review, unless there's something really cool that happens. But let's do questions, right? So I'll do the market overview. We'll go through the sectors because I love going through those. And then let's go through individual questions that you have. So bring your questions tomorrow. Happy to help through that. And in the meantime, thank you again for the support to get us to 100,000 subscribers. And again, leave any funny comment about how you think it's exciting that a financial advisor, that's over here, that a financial advisor is selling coffee cups. And we'll pick the 3, send you a coffee cup. I'll put some cash inside of it for you, or anything else you can think of. And that'll be our giveaway because that's the best we can do without getting in trouble, I think. Enjoy your day. See you later.